All right, everyone, welcome back. We're going to break down another trade. This one is Euro Kiwi dollar from yesterday, May 28th, 2026. So this is a PB play or a pullback play, which is a bit of a counter trend setup that we look to take. So I took a loss yesterday on Aussie Kiwi dollar. We're looking to capitalize on the Kiwi dollar pairs across the board. So took another entry on Euro Kiwi, you can see here, and banked 2.25%. So we're going to break that one down for you now. So with the PB plays, we're really looking for an intraday pullback or a counter trend move to the overall trend. So if I look at the daily, what we actually wanted to see after, you can see here we've got some resistance forming. This is the daily 50 EMA. We've got this massive impulsive move down, bearish engulfing candle. I believe this might have been news driven, clearing these recent lows here. So ideally, what I'd love to see is, price sort of pull back up into this area or somewhere around here and then continue down. That's the ideal play we're looking for. Now, that doesn't always shape up. Price may not pull back. It might just continue to rocket down. It might pull back further than we want for our ideal entry. What we've noticed is, we're able to actually capitalize on these smaller pullback moves before taking that trend further to the downside and following the overall trend. So with this one from yesterday, I'd already taken the loss on Aussie Kiwi earlier in the day. Was anticipating a pullback move to happen somewhere across the Kiwi dollar denominated pairs. And this was the best one I saw for a re-entry. So what I saw here on the 1 hour, this is the kind of candle that opened the day. And if you look at the video breaking down Aussie Kiwi, you'll see I took an entry around here and got stopped out. Now the re-entry on Euro Kiwi, I was really interested after we formed this 1 hour, low test doji candle, which cleared these lows. And what I wanted to see was price push a little bit lower, either some tweezer bottoms or just push lower and then start to retrace and ideally close above, a body closing above the high of this 1 hour candle here. So what I started to do after this 1 hour formed, I was watching all the Kiwi pairs, but I came over here to the 15-minute and the 2-minute chart, and you can see here we've started to put in, and it's very early, but we've got this lower low, lower high, lower low, right? And then we put in this little lower high, and then we have a higher low here. So what I wanted to see was once this formed, get some confirmation that we were going to have a bit of bullish price action and potentially start to push higher. So this candle hit this 15-minute closed here. We failed to push any lower and continue the intraday trend to the downside. We've got a potential reversal forming. Once this candle closed, it wasn't quite high enough to clear the high of this 1 hour here, which was around here. So I waited a little bit longer. This next 15-minute candle started to push up. We were reaching into this zone again, and usually I'd take this on the 5-minute chart, a break of the 5-minute 50 EMA. I have noticed that you can potentially get an earlier entry on the 2-minute, and that's exactly what I did with this pair. So once we broke above the 2-minute 50 EMA here, this 15-minute was forming and continued to push higher. And then my target was just simply this zone here. So this little support zone on the 4 hours, anticipating price to push up into here. Now, given we're counter trend to the overall move, I'm not really willing to give any profit back. Ideally, I'd want to get short and follow this trend to the downside if an opportunity presented itself. But in this case, this was my area of interest. I closed 90% of my position at the halfway point of this zone, which was around 2.5%. So close 90% up here and then just aggressively trailed my stop once we started to hold on this 5-minute 50 EMA and broke lower, 2-minute 50 EMA, and we broke lower. I just manually closed the remainder of the position. So, or trailed my stop, sorry, and was taken out here. So overall it was 2.25% trade. Nice little pullback play, still tweaking these. It's fairly new, at least for me, playing these counter trend moves. I'm really interested in the higher time frames, so the daily and the 4 hour, and playing the overall trend. But you have to be extremely patient to play those moves, and this is just a way we can get more strikes, get more trades per week, per month, more opportunities. Obviously, the strike rate is going to be a little bit lower, but there's still ample opportunities with these, and a lot of people have been making some tidy profits off them. So 2.25% banked on this one. Really happy with how it played out, and yeah, excited to see how these setups develop, get tweaked, and perform over the future. All right, cheers.